Hello, I'm the Autism Dad, Victor Antunez, an inclusive Miami Realtor, and this is the Autism Podcast at Miami's Community Newspapers. Today I'm with Alex and Daniela of Inclusive Social Club. It's a local clothing brand that was born out of the diagnosis of their boy who was born or later diagnosed with autism. So Alex and Daniela, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much.
Tell me a little bit about what you guys do, Alex.
We're an inclusive brand that just helps bring awareness to the autism community, but it's just the neurotypical community. And yeah, we just reached our 1 year anniversary. We're excited. We've done a couple meetups, a couple events, and we're just excited about the space.
Danielle, tell me from the mom's perspective, because I talked to a lot of dads,
Okay.
what it was like getting a diagnosis and how this came out of that.
Well, I think for us, well, for me personally, I had a hunch that my son was autistic at around 16 months. We went on a winter trip and he had a very dysregulated episode that went very extensive, and not me, his mom can soothe him. And I thought that he was kind of like in a tunnel vision, and I just didn't understand why. And I feel like that was the first red flag for me. So ever since then, I always felt like there was something there that I needed answers to. And so for me, like through the whole process, I feel like I always knew, but I just needed the validation. And so until I got the validation, obviously it was real, but I think for me, like I kind of already knew. So it was hard. The grief obviously comes after all of that. And there's an episode of grief and you know, dealing with that on a personal level. But I mean, I had a hunch, so I was okay.
You know, when my wife and I were first told that we had to have our daughter checked out, we were clueless. So I'm curious, you know, because we're first-time parents. So I'm curious, like, what gave you that hunch?
I feel like I was an educator for
Okay.
preschool, like very
Yes.
basic educator. So I've been through around kids my whole life. Also, there's a lot of kids in my family. So I've certain things that my son would do, I would see as signs. I also had a lot of help and a lot of resources. I do hair. I'm a hairstylist. So there's a lot of women that come to our business who are in the space. So I had, that opportunity to kind of pick their brain and kind of like ask them for help and guidance in the right direction. And I had that. So I think that was very helpful.
You're very fortunate,
Yeah.
yes, to have that network like built in already into
For
your
sure.
life.
For sure.
Alex, when my wife and I got the diagnosis, we were driving home and my wife had a panic attack. But, you know, I'm a man, so I'm like stoic. I'm like, it is what it is. What was it like for you?
I think, I don't know if it was denial or just like, you know, having a little more patience to see it out. I know she had her hunch, but I also wanted to be supportive. I remember always telling her like, it's gonna be okay, like trying to calm her down to like get her out of the hole that she was in, but she really needed to cry it out. So I had to like accept that and just cry with her, you know, basically like, all right, we're in this together, and you know,
It is what it is, man.
yeah. So just accept the pain, accept the grief, and then we were able to start tackling what we needed to tackle.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, it was actually my sister who told me one day, because, you know, these are just things as a man, as a husband, we don't think about. She's like, your wife, you know, Jackie, she's doing the most work. And it's true. They do the most work. And you just got to really like just step up and be there and suck up a lot of stuff. So, you know, kudos on sticking around, because I've met dads who either check out physically or emotionally. And there's dads like you and I that, you know what, dude, we're just like, you know, the stoics, and we're going to be the rock, and cried out on my shoulder. So, you know, kudos that, you know, that you are the man that you are.
Okay.
So Alex, what was you had a background in clothing, yes, that got you into what you're doing now?
Yeah, I mean, I've been working honestly with clothing now for like almost 20 years, just with different brands. I'm a graphic designer. So working with different brands. I've always liked clothing. So when she had the idea of like, let's do our own, because we were looking for stuff that we wanted to wear, but we couldn't find anything. She was like, let's come out with our own. I was like, yeah, it's kind of like a no-brainer. Let's try it out. You know, we started off with one hat and one T-shirt, and then it sold out.
Yeah, oh, great.
And then we were like, oh, okay, maybe we have something here. So then we just kept on going, bringing out new stuff, new ideas, and here we are a year later.
Yeah, and I've been on your website, and it's pretty extensive now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, you know, your business is informed by your lived experiences.
Yes.
So how do you see like your family values presenting themselves in the business?
I mean, I feel like we're all about being very united. Like even us, like intimately, like we like to be together. We like to go on family trips together. It's just about, like, I feel like that word inclusion is us, you know. So now, you know, portraying that to the community, I feel like we embrace everybody. You know, there's no borders here. There's no, on the contrary, we're trying to break the stigmas. You know, not for you to be afraid of the word autism. Like it's a space where I want you to feel welcomed and meet people. We're always trying to, even on some posts, we want people to engage with each other, and they're meeting each other, giving each other resources as well. So I feel like yeah, it's just bringing everybody together.
That's great, man. Daniela, your tagline is "Never stop advocating." What does that mean?
From the moment you have a hunch, my biggest thing that I've always told a lot of people, a lot of parents, especially in the very early stages, is go with your gut. Like you are your kid's number one advocate in the early years and as they grow older. So if you have any uneasy, like that's your moment to advocate. Your child cannot advocate for themselves right now, and that's your moment. So advocating is something that we do every day. Like right now, especially for our son, at least, he's about to turn 4. He's minimal verbal. And so he needs us 100%. There still needs to be a lot of guidance, and you see a lot of things on the news, and it's scary. It's a scary world, especially for our kiddos. So until the wheels fall off, basically.
Yeah.
You know?
Now, you talk about going with your gut. We would also say ignore bad advice. Now, we spoke earlier about some bad advice you were given. Can you go ahead and like speak about that?
Yeah. When I first had my hunch about my son's diagnosis, or about my son's autism, we went to the pediatrician. I expressed that I wanted him to get evaluated, and she told me to wait. That he was too young. At the time, he was about 16 months. And that was a red flag for me. And I was like, I don't want to wait. So I immediately changed my pediatricians because I already saw that that was a red flag. And my next pediatrician was like, oh, well, if that's what you want to do, let's do it. She gave me all the paperwork, and that's when we moved forward.
Yeah. You know, and I'll say to the parents that are listening that all the experts I talk to, they say the earlier the better.
Yeah.
So to say like hold off, you know, if it was like a surgery, okay, we'll hold off on the surgery.
Right.
But getting an evaluation or a diagnosis, like I don't see the logic or the wisdom in that. But I also say that things are probably changing. But what year was this?
This was 20.
2.5 years ago, 2022.
Yeah.
Which is super recent. So, I mean, if you had heard that 20 years ago, okay, maybe. But nowadays, so, you know, I'll tell the parents who are watching this or otherwise that you have that hunch, go with it because there's no downside.
Yeah.
You know,
like even if you got him evaluated and they're like, oh no, he's not autistic, okay, fine. But at least I did my due diligence and did what I had to do.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. And where is your kid in the system right now? I'm curious.
Right now, he's not in the public school system. We have him in a school readiness program that he does Monday through Friday. And then he does his therapies. He does OT and speech.
Okay. Now, you know, families that aren't in this world, like we were before our kids diagnosed, you just don't know what you don't know. And it's like, what is it about like your world that parents who aren't in the same boat as we are don't see that maybe, you know, you could share? It's
crazy because being a hairdresser, I see a lot of ableism. And people don't want to be, you know, and people there, if you don't live it, you don't know.
Yeah.
And so sometimes for me, because I'm very outspoken, it's very hard for me to, you know, and I'm in my profession, I have to be there and I have to do hair and, you know, but I see a lot of it. And so I just I feel like people need to just educate themselves about what it is, about what autism is. A lot of verbiage too that people use, people still using the word retarded and things like that. It's just like unnecessary. And a lot of times people, if you're not walking it and you don't know how that is affecting other people, how that's affecting somebody who is autistic or somebody who's a parent or a sibling. So I feel like we have grown, but there's still a lot of room.
There is. And there always will be. We're never going to arrive.
Yeah, right.
Alex, when you're out with your boy, how have you experienced any ableism?
I mean, I've never really. I guess it's just me personally. I don't really care what people think.
I'm in the same boat as you.
I don't care if you're looking, not looking.
We're very different in
Yeah,
there.
yeah. I don't care. I'm in my own. If I'm out with my little boy, it's just me and him. Like really, like I'm focused on him, especially at a playground. I don't have eyes for anybody else because he's a runner, you know. But yeah, I don't really care about the outside noise. It doesn't affect me.
Can I just comment on that really
Of course.
quick? It's funny because, like on Saturdays I work, and Alex will be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to the mall with Enzo," and I get like anxiety. I'm like, "How are you not nervous?" And he's like, "Oh, we're fine." When I go out with Enzo, I have severe anxiety.
Really? Like what? Like
I just like you start thinking about all the components, noises, lighting, where are the exit doors, because my kid sees an exit door and he wants to go out. Like he could be a Target, he sees the exit door from a mile away, he's like, oh, I want to go out. And if you're not going out, what can develop from that? So I guess through what we've been through with him so far, I kind of know like what triggers him. So I get anxiety. And he's like super chill. How was the mall? Oh, it was fine. We had a great time. Everything was fun.
And that's all we say. You ask them, they give you a book.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fine. I mean, it's not perfect all the time. I'm not gonna say that, but for the majority of the time, luckily when I take him out, it's just me and him, or even with my daughter. Like he's good. I take all the snacks, his headphones. I'm ready, but for the most part, he's good.
Speaking of the exit doors, I read a stat that 50% of autistic kids elope or wander, which is baloney because for me, it's 100% of them. I mean, you look at my daughter's hand, she's just walk off. She won't run off. She's not running away, but she'll just go.
Yeah,
that part is so scary.
It is scary.
Yeah.
It's like whenever we go to a park, it has to be a park with a gate because then you can just let them go.
Yeah. We have a pool, so we have to have the gate.
Of course.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question because you mentioned the pool. Has your boy started to learn how to swim yet?
We have him in swimming right now.
Where?
With Claudia at Temple Bethel.
Okay, nice.
She's amazing.
Okay.
She's amazing.
She's really
she works with kids on the spectrum.
Okay.
And she's been doing that for years. But he's gone, I want to say, like around 6 times. I mean, he's still acclimating, but we've already noticed a huge difference when we get in our pool, the way he's kicking and wanting to, he's understanding he has the awareness of the danger, which is great.
That's the beginning.
Yes.
Yes.
So we've already seen a huge difference. I mean, he doesn't love it. He doesn't love going underwater quite yet.
Yeah.
But we're working on it.
But he is getting his body wet. Before, he would just like to throw balls into the pool.
Yes.
And wait till they get back to the edge, grab them, throw a ball. But he's actually getting in the water now.
Yeah.
Voluntarily. Before, we would have to kind of get him in the water.
Yeah.
And now even we'll say jump in our arms, and he would jump into the pool to get into your arms.
Yeah. So baby steps.
So it has evolved.
Especially here in Florida, we're surrounded by bodies of
Big
water.
county. You throw a rock and you hit a canal or a lake or a pool. Yeah.
It's super important. So that was one of my main things when we knew Enzo was autistic and how much he loved the water. That was one of my priorities.
And what safety measures have you taken at home? Like a gate or a cover for the pool? Like, tell me about that.
We have the gate around the pool.
And you think that's enough?
For now.
I mean, we don't let them in the
right?
Yeah, for now.
We don't send them in the backyard without one of us,
Of course.
Yeah.
And the swim lessons, is it free, low cost, no cost? I'm curious.
It's low cost and it's also covered by Step Up.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, she takes Step Up. And right now Enzo's only doing 30 minutes sessions. So 30-minute sessions once a week.
And now that you mentioned Step Up, explain that, unpack it. Tell me how that's working for you guys financially to help.
I mean, It's a lot. It's a lot of help.
Yes.
It's a lot of help. We use it for any materials Enzo may need because you can. It's also a marketplace, so you can also get educational materials. We also use it for like the swimming, any extracurricular activities. Looking into other things now, but as of right now, those are the main sources that we're using it for.
That's so nice. And Alex, any feedback on the step up?
No, yeah. We also use it for OT.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
OT we use it too because
No, I mean it's any help is,
Yeah.
things
Our-
need help very quickly.
yeah.
And speaking of help, I think that we have to help each other in this community. So tell me about some nice collabs you guys have done in the community.
Well, there's great businesses out there.
You can name drop. Go ahead.
Yeah, Our Grounds is one that we did. We did an event there. They're super
It's a
inclusive.
coffee shop.
It's a coffee shop. They employ people with disabilities. They're doing an amazing job.
Yeah, no,
And
the food's great.
The food's great.
Delicious.
No, it's really, really, really good.
And they hire neurodivergent kids.
Yes,
and kids with
they
disabilities.
do. Yes, they did an event last year that we were a part of, and it was amazing. You can tell there's like a lot of love and a lot of respect there.
Yeah, the community really comes out.
There sure is.
Yeah. We've done that at my salon. We've done a Mother's Day event where we, pampered mothers of autistic kids.
That's nice.
So they got their hairs, their nails. So we're very inclusive, and because of that, a lot of parents have also brought in their neurodivergent kids, especially girls, because we don't really cut boys' hairs there. But like girls to get their haircuts. So actually, I have cut a lot of autistic girls' hairs, which is pretty cool to see, like full circle. And what else have we done?
Yeah, we did the Father's Day event.
We
Tell me about that.
Yeah, we set like a low price for your for a ticket, and we rented a space to play basketball.
Oh, nice.
So it was like an easy way to like break the ice for some autism dads to get together.
Super. And how do you like get the word out about that?
Through social media, texting.
Okay.
Because other like direct people that I knew or DMing. Yeah, those are just social media based.
And for your future events, you guys know that Card has your weekly newsletter, and you can contact Michael Alessandri. I'll give you his email.
Okay.
And he'll include your stuff.
Cool. That's cool.
Like No Limits. I had a conversation with the owner Kia before the grand opening. I told her about Michael. She called her, and she got the grand opening in the Card newsletter. So it's a super nice.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great way to get
It's
the
a
word
great
out.
way. Yeah. Great newsletter.
We also, Alex with his artistic background, we did an art class at Ferguson High School for their ASC.
I've seen that. Okay, tell me about that.
Yeah, that was really, really cool.
Yeah.
We were like, because it's one thing, like, we're dealing with our 4-year-olds.
Yeah.
And now we're going into a high school and seeing neurodivergent high schoolers. So I
Very
think that
different.
was very, like, for me, that was very impactful. Because it was just like so fulfilling to be able to be like in their presence and to be doing this art class that Alex did with them. We were very hands-on with them. The teachers were super, super grateful for us to be there.
No, they were
and
great.
they were, I don't know if you've been to Ferguson, but their ASD unit is like pretty legit.
Yeah, it's great.
It's
I have
really
not been there.
great.
You'll take me there one day. I'd love to
Yes,
see it.
Very
it's
nice.
really great. And the teachers are really great.
Sometimes though, dealing with the public school system, it's hard to penetrate. So how'd you get in touch with them?
Well, we got contacted by one of the commissioners.
Yeah.
Oh, they contacted. Okay, which one?
Yeah.
Which commissioner?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank right now.
That's okay.
too.
But they reached out to you. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Super nice.
Yeah, somebody I know that works for his office reached out to me, told me the idea they had about doing an art class, and I was like, yeah, let's do it.
And is this an ongoing thing, or is it a one time?
It was a one-time thing. It was for
Francisco Suarez. Right?
no.
No.
It was for Autism Awareness Month.
Okay.
April.
Yeah, it was for April.
So maybe next year to do it again.
Maybe. And then after the art that we used, that the kids did that day, it was used for an art gallery that we hosted at the Kendall Branch Library.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So that was cool. Alex did a really big piece. It was an interactive piece, so people came and colored the piece. It was really cool. It was nice.
Super nice. Alex, so one thing that I see with autism parents, both of you, is that they start their own businesses. Because, like I'm here doing the podcast. I never thought I'd be doing a podcast.
Right.
And I'm doing also a disability newsletter. I never thought I'd be doing that. And what's cool is that, the government has got its place, right? Because, it brings big dollars, like the schools, like we could never do it on our own.
Right.
But I find parents like filling in the gaps. So if another dad was looking to do either a clothing brand or other business, what's like some things that you've seen that you can help them get around, maybe improve?
I mean, I feel like if you do something already and you're comfortable in that space, or it's a passion of yours, just apply it to this community. That's basically what I did. It's already clothing was already something I understood. Where to order blanks, the printing process, the design process. I'm just applying it instead of this lane, and now I'm applying it to this lane. So it's very, very easy. But if you're passionate about any lane that you do already, just gotta apply it to a different community, and I feel like it'll be successful.
And are there any local resources, whether parks, museums, whatever, that you've gone to that you've had great experiences that maybe parents don't know about?
I'm thinking right now.
Like there's the Miami Children's Museums, they do things like that.
Yeah, I know that they do. I'm aware of many of the places that do. I just haven't really been. I have, if I'm being completely honest. My kid loves being outdoors. So when we do things, it's mostly outdoors.
My daughter too.
Parks,
Yes.
Yeah.
Pools, stuff like that. So we try to go based on his interest, honestly. Sometimes, like, we did go to one museum that was a sensory-friendly Sunday, and it was, no, here in downtown.
Okay.
And I forgot what it was called, honestly, but it was...
Was it the blue?
A big regret for us.
What was the regret?
For my son, it wasn't sensory friendly.
Oh, okay.
It was still very loud. So I guess, for some people it might have been, but for our experience, it was not. So, yeah, my son is more of an outdoorsy guy.
Yeah.
He likes throwing rocks in a lake and, doing
I like
all
throwing
that
rocks in a
stuff.
lake, too.
Yeah.
No, and I've taken him to the railroad one. He didn't care about seeing the trains. He just wanted to run up and down outside. That's what he wanted to do.
That's fun too.
Yeah.
So it's just...
I think as they evolve, maybe those are some things that we can maybe transition into. But right now, I guess he likes being outside. So.
Now you have he's got older siblings.
Yes.
What is that like?
He has 2 stepsisters. So from Alex's previous marriage, he has 2 daughters. And I think it's honestly so beautiful to watch. The way that they kind of sense all his cues, all his things. Like one girl is older, so it's 2 girls. One girl is older, and she'll kind of school her little sister on no, he's not liking that right now, and they already know his way. And so I think it's very beautiful to see. They're very helpful. They're so loving. They know the way that he loves. He loves doing the forehead to forehead, and they do
sweet.
it.
Super sweet.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Honestly, it is.
Yeah, I can't complain. It's awesome to witness.
How old is the oldest one?
13.
Yeah. See, my boy, he's neurotypical. He's 6.
Okay.
And my
so
daughter's
he's young.
8. And he's already big brothering his big sister. He'll take her
Wow.
by the hand.
I love that.
Yeah, he takes it makes our kids much better people.
I feel like autism sibling is something that is not really talked about as much in this space, and I feel like they deserve a lot of kudos for
They
a
sure
lot.
do. And it's not just autism. I've seen siblings of kids with Down syndrome and
Right,
other
right.
other disabilities.
Yeah.
And it transforms you, and
really
usually
does.
to a much better person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Alex, so you were a dad before your boy was born already.
Mhm.
How did that change you?
It gives you a ton of responsibility.
Yeah. It does.
Yeah. You gotta really show up for them, be there for them, and they have as they get older, their lives get very active. Both my daughters are cheerleaders, so when it's competition season, we're all over the place. School activities are endless. And I co-parent with them, so they're with me every other week. So you just got to be very, very available. They have their own schedules, and I got to adapt and make it happen.
Yeah. And I'll say before my daughter was diagnosed, I was a more solitary person. And now with the diagnosis, you're just more community minded. Yeah. So like, how's that shown up in your life, the community part?
Oh, for sure. This journey has literally changed us to our core in ways that we didn't think possible. The amount of empathy that you grow, the amount of like, just like not giving energy to certain things in your life,
Like what?
just like things that people just take for granted, like those things are just minimal to like everything else, It's just, it changes you. It really does. And community becomes, we've built a really big community on social media that
You have. Yes.
yeah, that we would never
Yeah, we never
even-
thought.
and I always thought, like, people always say like, oh, community's everything, and I didn't really see that until I really started connecting with a lot of these parents online and really just relating to a lot of things. So I feel like it's a big part of us, and it gives me a lot of peace, a lot of, just like, okay, I'm not alone. I'm doing this with other people, and because we don't know a lot of people personally in our life that are going through the same thing that we are. So it's nice to, meet someone from Arizona and talk about the things that you guys are going through together. So it's nice.
Maybe it's just me because I do the podcast and I meet a lot of parents and
Maybe
educators, but it's like either the person I speak to has an autistic child or a neighbor or a family member. It's just like the numbers is just, it's a lot of people out there.
Yeah.
And I haven't experienced a lot of ableism, but I have found people just being very open to it. I don't know if it's a Miami thing. Like, how have you found Miami, Alex?
Miami has a little bit of everything, so I feel like it has good, it has bad, but a lot of people just aren't. And again, like she said, if it hasn't hit you personally, I can't blame you. I can't, I can maybe educate you a little bit onto like, oh, maybe this is why we shouldn't say this, or it's not autism is not something you see when people say like, oh, he doesn't look autistic.
That's one of the ones that we get.
Autism doesn't have a look, like.
No, it doesn't have a look.
It doesn't have a
behavior,
look.
maybe, but not a look. Yeah, my daughter, like, I get it too. Like, she doesn't look autistic. Well, she is.
Like you can't diagnose a kid from a picture. Like you can't do that.
Right.
But I just feel like, I love Miami, so that's
I love Miami.
Yeah,
I think Miami people are just starers.
What?
Like they stare.
They stare. Okay.
Like, when they don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by ableism. They're very big. Have the look.
Like if you know, like, if you're a family member or you have a child that's, on the spectrum and you see it, you understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how I see it? If I hear a kid out in public having a tantrum versus a meltdown, I know the difference. Before it was just like, oh, somebody's having a tantrum. Now, if it's a meltdown, I know it's a meltdown and not just a regular tantrum.
Right.
Yeah. So these are things that you do, like, as an autism parent, you pick up that before you just never would have picked it up.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Just like a crying baby on an airplane doesn't bother me.
No.
I feel bad for the parent.
I feel terrible for the parent.
Because we've been that parent.
Yeah.
With a crying baby, and I'm like, if somebody tells me something right now, we're gonna be those parents. Luckily, nobody's ever told us anything. So,
all right. Well, somebody just told me we have the 2-minute warning.
Okay.
So let's go down to our last 5 questions here, rapid fire.
Okay.
So our first question is: favorite family activity with your child, Alex?
Going outside. I really love him going to the pool and watching him throw rocks in the lake.
Super nice. Daniela, one parenting hack or habit that saves your sanity?
Find time for yourself.
Yes, self-care is important.
Working out is mine. So
super nice.
There you go.
Good. Favorite autism advocate or role model?
Us.
I was gonna say her.
Okay, him, her. That's a good.
She's my favorite.
Yeah, mine is Dr. Michael Alessandro.
Oh, he's amazing.
Great guy.
I mean, he's the GOAT. So.
Yeah, he's the GOAT.
Yeah,
he's the GOAT. Good. Okay, but that was good political answers here. Okay, I gotta tell you that. All right. Okay, one word that describes inclusion to you, Daniela.
Acceptance. Just accepting. You don't have to agree with it, but you gotta accept it.
Alex, if you had one billboard in Miami, what would it say?
Never stop advocating.
Never stop having. Very nice. Okay, let's turn to the camera. We'll turn on sign off here. So this has been the Autism Podcast with Alex and Daniela of Inclusive Social Club. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again next time.